You could be so much better than you already are. You have so much potential. You have so much choice. It's limitless. There's nothing that you really can't put your mind to and do if it's God's will. You might be working a full-time job, you might have your own business, you might be training consistently, pushing your body hard, you might be learning a new skill, boxing, editing, you might be learning in a college, in a university. Whatever you're doing, you can always do better. There's never a point where you have reached perfection, where you've reached absolute excellence. There's always more you can do to refine yourself, to build yourself and to grow in a skill and get better at a skill. Sometimes out of pride we can all think we've made it, or I'm doing everything I can, or I'm doing the best I can do. There's always more skill to be built. Like right now, I'm here in this field, there's people walking their dogs. I'm awkward. I don't want to be seen doing this. But I have to get over that. I have to become more confident. I have to become more just at peace with understanding this is what I'm doing. That's it. I don't care about what someone's going to say about this. And it's a skill I need to grow in. I've just done that now. I've lost track of where I was. But let me bring myself back. Yeah, we can think we've made it, that we've made so much progress, and that we're at a point now, we're at the pinnacle of the skill. And you can become an expert, but there's still more to grow if you're an expert. There's always more. And when you become a true student of life and of trying to build yourself into the best you can be, you realise that, especially when you, for example, when you start to read, you realise how much you don't know and how much more there is to know. And when you do that, you almost open up a lot more opportunity, a lot more space for you to grow. And you also can become so much more competent and greater at the skills that you're acquiring if you realise this, and if you do the work that it takes to grow in that skill you're trying to grow in. You need to dedicate more time, you need to sacrifice what's lowest for what's highest. You need to stop playing around. And I need to stop playing around as well, because there's so many ways I'm looking at my life, I'm thinking, I could do this so much better. I could make so many better choices if I just chose to delay gratification, if I chose to sacrifice time and effort and things that are comfortable and things that are easy and get pleasure from. If I sacrifice them, I could grow so much more in character, in skill, in virtue. That would help me be a better man for the people around me, for the world. But you just have to lay down the things that you don't want to let go of, the things that are pleasurable. Like every time you get home from work or you do something, you sit there and you watch YouTube or you just watch mindless content. You just get on social media, you start scrolling on TikTok or Instagram, and that time could have been spent on building relationships. It could have been spent on reading something that's not too heavy on the mind if you've been working, but something that will help you grow in your comprehension and your speaking skills and your understanding of the world and history and whatever it is you're reading. But you could do that instead of just mindlessly scrolling or just watching content which is just stupid. You have to sacrifice it, and that takes effort. But you have to have in mind, when you are thinking about making that sacrifice, if you don't make that sacrifice, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're just going to stay stagnant. You're not going to grow. You're not going to become better, who you're called to be. We need to view it as disgusting. We need to view evil and wicked pleasurable things like lusting, like porn, like watching things that are just degenerate of people just doing things for entertainment. And we need to grow in a hatred for it. Not for the people, but for what they're doing, their actions. And we need to grow in a love for goodness, for work, for discipline, for worship of God and for building a family and for building relationships and to growing in skills, we need to really do that. Otherwise we're just going to stay in the same place. We're not going to grow. We're not going to become who we're called to be by God. We're just going to stay in the same place. And no one really wants that. No one really wants that if they're being honest. But they will, and I will, if I don't sacrifice and I don't lay down and you don't lay down what is lowest for what's highest. And it takes discipline. It takes sacrifice, but sacrifice is the highest virtue. A sacrificial love. A sacrificial love of God. To lay down everything that is not of God. Everything that limits you from becoming who you're called to be. And to have an impact on this world and to provide value to this world. Everything that limits that is an enemy. Put down the phone, put down the junk food, put down the porn, put down the video game, put down the wasting of time and be better. Be more productive. Get your head to the work, get your head to the study, get your head to the training, get your head to the developing of relationships, get your head to the Bible and to studying the church fathers and the lives of the saints so that we can grow in virtue and serve those around you, serve your family, serve your friends, serve those in need and seek out opportunities to serve. And those are the ways that we're going to grow in character and we're going to build a fulfilling, valuable life and we're going to be useful to those around us. Instead of sitting on your ass watching content like you are right now, get up, do something good, just something small and just be happy with the small progress and then progressively overload, do a bit more next time or do something different, but just strive to be better. Have this in your mind. Be disgusted with the instant gratification that you're indulging in. Be disgusted with it, not with yourself, and then praise yourself for the gratification that you're delaying. See that and be like, not proud of yourself, but have a real joy and gratefulness and thankfulness for what you're doing and see it as a good and you're moving towards your goal. Even if it's small, you're still moving. That's what you have to do when you first start out. If you're down bad, like I've been in the past, you have to start small. But if you're, consistent in the gym, you're eating well and you're learning a skill and this, that, you're studying, then you've got to push harder. You've got to push harder. You've got to do the things that you've got to do more. You've got to do more. And you've got to reduce the other stuff. But anyway, glory to God. God bless your soul. Have mercy on us, Lord. Have a great day. It's sunny where I'm at. Look at that. In a field. So far, isn't it?